The goal for the Alliance is to promote LoRaWAN. It is a standard. We're an open alliance, and we accept all members. And the goal is threefold. One is to develop the specification and continue to develop the specification as the market changes and new needs evolve. The second is around marketing. We do a great job in promoting the LoRaWAN specification, both in terms of social media, in terms of events, in terms of white papers. So especially for smaller companies that don't have the funds to market, when you have millions and billions of devices that are in the marketplace, you need to know that they're going to operate as anticipated. So LoRaWAN has a very strong and robust certification program. It is vital that devices and that get implemented are LoRaWAN certified. In terms of marketing, are the six. Is in smart cities, which is huge. And again, in a smart city, there's usually an anchor case, like utilities. And then once the network's in place, you can just keep adding, whether it's parking or lighting or traffic management. So the use cases are pretty much never ending. We have smart buildings, which are huge, again, in terms of LoRaWAN. And the great things about smart building is that with LoRaWAN, the penetration between walls, between concrete, in those buildings are unlike any other type of LPWAN available out there. We have industrial IoT in terms of asset tracking and safety and the management of just general predictive analytics for the equipment. We have utilities, which is huge in terms of conservation, as well as detecting water leakage or meter issues in general. We have agriculture, and agriculture is both farming as well as cattle management or any kind of livestock management. And also asset tracking is another one that we're looking at in terms of managing the assets, both static assets and then movable assets. We're doing things like temperature monitoring for medication, for food, asset tracking for devices, patient tracking. The hospital systems, again, just keeps adding new types of use cases. As well as senior citizens, we're doing a lot with nursing homes, fall prevention, Alzheimer's tracking for when they, leave facilities. So health is another key issue for LoRaWAN, and we're seeing all types of deployments in healthcare. The device makers really look at what the value is, right? So we have probably one of the largest ecosystems of any LPWAN market and the developer ecosystems. And what the device makers get in the LoRa Alliance as a member is they get the test tool to pre-certify. We have local test houses for certification, especially for small companies. For operators, one of the biggest values is it gives them another opportunity to capture a market that maybe they would not have before because of the flexibility of LoRaWAN and because of the ability to add gateways to their towers and whatnot. It is an opportunity to have both cellular and non-licensed opportunities for their networks. Through membership is where you get your meetings and your collaborations with the device guys and with the application servers. And so you really need to be a member and to understand and drive new needs that are needed for network operators. For the system integrators, it is coming to our meetings, it is being a part of the LoRa Alliance membership so that they can collaborate and they can meet the different players, really understand who they are, understand the quality of the services, understand how they can work with them. So again, the LoRa Alliance, the collaboration and the partnership is one of the key benefits. Many members from India and growing. Achieve for India is significant. India will be one of our biggest growths in terms of membership within the Alliance. It's around the tigers in India, and having sensors that alert the villages that the tigers are on the perimeter, so it both saves the tigers and the villagers as well. So there's a whole new initiative around love the tigers, save the tigers, but keep everybody safe. The de facto standard for LPWAN in the unlicensed spectrum by multiple sources is really around the battery life. Because of how we're developed and because of the radio. And in terms of, like I talked about, the rural areas and overseeing the deep penetration between concrete and underground, particularly in those areas that are hard to get to. Those are like some of the key areas for LoRaWAN that is not an NB-IoT strength. We can have private implementations, we can have public implementations. LoRaWAN can be a operation expense or it can be a service expense. Where NB-IoT does not have that flexibility. 2 out of 3 LPWANs will be out of APAC in the coming years. Yes, annual growth rate from the analyst reports, both for India and particularly China, are close to 50% in the years to come. It's really incredible. India growing with 1.3 billion. There really isn't a better place to use the LoRaWAN technology to help with human health and welfare and safety to really improve the lives for all in that market.